Meeting of December 9th, 2014. Roll call, please.
Okay, four selectmen present. Mr. Titlebaum is absent this evening. Town council is here, as well as the town administrator.
Announcements.
Announcements, I have one. Oh, go,
Go ahead,
uh,
no, go ahead,
No,
Patrick.
that's all right, you guys can start. Okay, I have just one. One, Onset Bay Association presents Christmas in the Parks, December 13th, 2014. Onset Victorian Village, 12 to 3. Santa will arrive at 11:45 on Onset Ave. Let's see, Santa Party, Onset Fire Station, talking Christmas tree, Dudley Square. Christmas treats at Walter's Barber Shop. Christmas happenings along Onset Ave, Christmas wagon hay rides at the tennis court on Union Ave, and a sing-along at the Onset Fire Station. Sounds like a good fun time. Everybody should try to get there. That's the only one I have this evening.
Mrs. Whiteside?
Yes. Thank you. I just have a presentation for Jason. We did the perambulation of the bounds this past Sunday and the Sunday before, and Jason joined us this past Sunday. And not only did he help us pick up some trash, so here's your official trash picker-upper, but he also watched me do a face plant in a cranberry bog. And we don't need to go there, but the perambulation has been completed, and I want to thank Howie Smith
Yes.
for that.
It was
Here you
on
go.
the front page, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was on the front page. Thanks so much. Thank you all. There will be a written report from us later on, and that's all I have.
Mr. Slavin?
Mr. Holmes, go ahead.
Oh, Mr. Holmes, forgot about Mr. Holmes.
Yeah, we'd have to make this a little larger, I guess. You know, some of our young people have really stepped up, and we've had many of them in here receiving awards from the Board of Selectmen and for their good work and stuff with charity and trying to do good things for others. So it's good to see that kids are getting involved. This is actually, it seems like fun for anybody who might like bingo. The Friends of Bingo for Fun, BFF, if you get that. And beyond school time, are partnering up for an evening of fun. In the spirit of giving it hope, you will be part of it. Bingo for Funds is a group of 5th grade friends who meet monthly to play bingo and raise money for local charities in our community. This month, they will hold a toy drive, and all toys will be donated to the Dick Maloney Toy Drive. Now, that's a toy drive that's been around town for many, many years. This event is open to 5th graders who wish to have fun while making a positive difference in our community. Entry to the event is free, but we are asking players to bring a new, unwrapped toy to donate. Space is limited. They only have 25 spots, and is first come, first serve. Registration is required, and it can be done through emailing, get this, it's easy to remember, bingo for a cause, that's bingo for a cause, at yahoo.com. They're also looking for some adult volunteers who would like to help out. And the event is, this particular event is going to be Friday, December the 12th, Friday, December the 12th, at the Wareham Middle School Library from 6 to 8 p.m. So, again, these are some young kids, 5th grade. That's what, 10? About 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds, 9? You know, and these kids are not only thinking of themselves, as we talked a little bit about last week, but they're thinking about giving to others for Christmas. So if you're interested, again, that's bingo for a cause at yahoo.com. Thanks.
Okay. Wareham had a Christmas party on Saturday. Of course, it was rainy. We got a good turnout of participants. There was a reasonably good crowd. Went very well. I'd like to thank the fire department for having hot chocolate and coffee available after the event at the fire station. Ella's for serving pizza in their new portable brick oven, which was quite interesting to see on the truck. We also had applied, if everybody remembers, for 4 licenses, liquor licenses. Those licenses went through the governor's office today, signed. So there'll be 2 new licenses assigned to actual addresses at Rosebrook. I'll get it right one of these days. One assigned to Toby Road and Route 28 on the front part, which is the Robinsons development, and one going to, I think,
Cranberry Highway.
Marino Brothers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Guy Joe Inc., I
Yep.
think.
So those are all set to go. On another thing, which is not part of us, but on the district, the Water and Fire District, the approval is gone for the clerk treasurer to become appointed rather than elected. I don't have the time frame of the conversion over, but that's been approved. The $210,000 that we've been waiting to get paid for some work the town did for the district is at the 3rd reading at the House. It should be through there shortly, and we should have that also settled probably right after the first of the year, if not before. And that's about what I've got for today.
All right, next up is citizens' participation.
Mr. Walton.
Come on down.
Yeah, we'll let him speak. It's okay.
You got 30 seconds.
If you'd volunteer for something, it'd be better.
Yeah. Signing up.
I was just wondering if it was going to be announced. It wasn't announced, but I wanted to remind everybody who's watching, I would like the people to put it in the paper also. If you recall, we had a representative of a boating magazine in here.
Yes.
And they have this boating magazine, which is a fine magazine, has put together so far 8 episodes of various towns around New England. They've done a expose, if you will. They've done a show on towns. Well, Wareham is coming up. They filmed it all this summer, and it is due this Monday, the 15th, at 6:30 p.m. on Nesson. And it should be a very entertaining show on the town of Wareham. And there is a second presentation on Sunday, the 21st, at 12:30, noon, 12:30 on Nesson. I think it's quite, from all the others, I've seen a couple of the others, they're well done, and let's see what they did for our town. Did they treat us well? We'll find out. Thank you.
Unfortunately, you're going to see me a lot.
Anybody else for citizens' participation? Come on down, sir. Just tell us your name for the record, okay, please?
Sign this?
Yeah. Yeah, you can do it afterwards, but sit down and right up close to the microphone and,
Okay, right up close. Close enough?
good.
All right, for the record, my name is Kenneth Barrows Sr. I reside at 782 County Road, West Wareham.
Beautiful.
And for the record, I would like to request, what is the status of County Road pertaining to, is there any intermunicipal agreements or, and please forgive me there for my phrases that I may be using. I'm coming on this here off the cuff. Where County Road is in a deplorable condition, been for many years, and they keep saying to us as residents that it's the town of Rochester, the town of Marion, so on and so forth. Now, I don't know if you may or may not be aware, I had an incident where my vehicle was damaged, and I had sent a request through the town. I had some damage done to my vehicle that I had to pay for. Okay, now, can somebody explain to me how I can arrive at my residence without damaging my vehicle? That's number one.
Very simply, this is beyond scope of the Board of Selectmen. This is
Okay.
municipal maintenance. You need to get a hold of the town administrator, municipal maintenance. This is an issue that we are not allowed to deal with.
Okay,
Number one, County Road is, because we just did the preambulation, where it goes back and forth between Rochester and Wareham, because we've just walked the whole length of it.
I understand that, Mr.
And Marion. So your
And
questions are through the town administrator, please.
Okay, and I understand that, Mr. Slavin, and for you directly as the chairman, okay? I don't know if you realize with your triangulation Are you aware that the town of Middleborough touches County Road also?
Yes,
You are, so we have a unique situation there where 4 towns throughout the entire country where 4 towns touch. Okay.
actually, we have more.
Okay.
Okay, we've already done that. Thank you very much. You need to speak to Mr. Sullivan
Okay.
during the
can-
daytime.
Now, I ask for your patience, Mr. Slavin. I know you may or may not be in a rush, okay?
I'm not in a rush. I'm just
Okay,
letting you know I
but
can't answer you.
You can't answer me, but for the board, for Mr.
He
Mr.
can't-
Sullivan.
He can't answer you right now.
That's all right. So the thing is, if I bring it out underneath citizens' participation, I will receive an answer eventually,
I
correct?
believe there should be a book there, is there not?
Okay, okay.
You write down what you want with a
Now,
contact
also,
number.
has any discussion or relevance to the town's voted new TDR? Has anything been taken place pertaining to that matter?
Such
TDR?
as
The TDR, that's correct, that we voted as taxpayers for the
planning board.
planning board. Okay.
We have a TDR.
It's been basically pulled. It was pulled Monday. It was pulled Monday.
What was pulled?
The TDR application. We had an application for a company.
Oh, we got an application and they dropped it?
They pulled it with no recourse Monday.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was at that,
Everything's,
The
everything's in
bylaws in
place. The
place.
person who applied pulled their application.
you know, I just wasn't sure if you other selectmen were aware of that or not. I just so happens, yeah, I happened to attend the meeting at the time there, and I had to leave because I have neurological improprieties happening to me, okay? Oh, here he is. Good, absolutely. Absolutely.
better be good now.
And that's the thing there, you know, unfortunately there, my protege is here now, so maybe he may or may not want to take the floor. So I thank you all. Happy holidays there.
Same to
God
you.
bless.
Same to
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
All right, sign the book now?
You
Is there a
can.
pen, or do I use my pencil?
Pencil's
That's fine.
fine.
Pencil's fine.
Can the town afford a pen here? I don't know. I don't know.
Put your questions there
Brother.
with a contact.
In actuality,
Oh, yes, sir.
we can't afford the pen,
Okay,
but
what do
we'll,
I s-
we'll loan you one. All right, is there anyone else for citizens' participation?
What's the date today?
No, seeing none.
Today is
9.
12.
Seeing none, we're gonna move on.
9.
Okay.
All right, we have a lot of licenses and permits to get to tonight, so we're going to get those started.
Let's go to work.
All right, now these are grouped together. These are year-round retail packaged goods stores, all alcoholic beverage licenses for 2015 under provision of Chapter 138 of the Massachusetts General Laws. Now, I'm gonna read the names and so on off of them, and then we'll vote them all at once, all right?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Oh, boy. Vinayak? Vinayak, is that how they say it?
Whatever.
Vinayak Liquors, DBA Anchor Liquors, 2360 Cranberry Highway, West Wareham, Massachusetts. Assinippy Liquors, DBA Assinippy Liquors, 3 Barker Road. Okay. Brown's Package Store, 189 Marion Road.
Excuse me.
135, I got
Can,
it.
can you say Brown Package Store, Inc.?
Yeah, DBA Brown's
You didn't-
Package Store.
You didn't say Inc.
Okay. DBA Brown's Package Store, 189 Marion Road.
We may be able to hold that one.
Why, is the,
It says-
Because here I have 135. If anyone can look up, Derek, could you look up Brown's address? Brown's Liquors, it should be hopefully on the. Sorry,
189?
I know. but
It's
I've got it.
189. You know how I know that? Because if you look at the application done by the individual,
It says 180.
it's 189.
Okay, let's just.
So, and it's
Scrivener's
right on there, it's right on, oh,
Scrivener's
excuse
error.
me, hold on.
Scrivener's error, yeah.
Yes, it's
Just wanna
right
make sure.
on their application, and it's right on the license,
Okay.
okay? So we'll keep that in there. Next is Ginjas Company
Hold on a
Limited,
second. What's that?
DBA The Jug Shop, 29...
Patrick, hold on, please. I'm waiting right now.
What do you,
What do you
I just
have?
told you where it's wrong. It's just nobody's, it's just,
Type there, and we could say it's wrong here, it's 135 Marion Road. You gotta verify what's right.
this is the application done by Johar, right here. I'm sure they know their, address.
What do you-
His address is 189 Marion Road, Wareham, Mass. Let's see.
What's the number for Wareham Supermarket? Which is right next door, please.
It's Wareham Country Store.
Country Store, I think it is. Yeah, if we don't have it right, then the license is not valid, and they won't have a license for the first of the year. I don't think they want to miss New Year's. Thank you. Thank you. I know.
Wareham Country Market Inc. is 195.
Right. And they're
So
almost right
it's
next door.
189 then.
It's
Thank you.
189, there's no question about it.
Okay, let's go. Yep, there's going to be several.
But it's written in the person's own handwriting, so we have to assume they know where they are. Gin Joss Company Limited, DBA The Jug Shop, 219 Main Street. The Liquor Locker, DBA, Inc., DBA Liquor Locker, 3021 Cranberry Highway. Shreem LLC, DBA Mayflower Liquors, 3150 Cranberry Highway.
Mr. Chairman, according to the clerk at Brown's, who I just called, they said 189.
Thank you, we're good. It's confirmed.
Has never made a typographical error.
Are you being facetious?
This doesn't belong in here. What is this in here? Hold on a second. I know that this doesn't exist because that's Mill Pond. Okay, Oak Grove Corporation, DBA Oak Grove Package Store, 47 Depot Street. Onset Village Market, DBA Onset Village Market, 231 Onset Ave, Onset, Mass. Pepin's Inc., DBA Pepin's Liquors, 2259 Cranberry Highway. Okay, DJ Sullivan LLC, DBA Sullivan's Wine and Spirits, 260 Marion Road.
Is it Sullivan or Sullivan's?
It's Sullivan,
Thank you,
Sullivan.
thank you.
Let's see. Amjoit, AMARJYOIT Corporation. And
That's-
DBA Wareham Liquors, 419 Main Street.
Now, hold that one aside, please. Because it doesn't bear any resemblance to anything on the agenda.
No, it does, but the
No, it doesn't.
corporate name is not the same.
Can you do ACAP?
All right, you know what? We'll just put it aside.
Yeah.
That's all. I'm not gonna play games with it. Don't have time.
I have stuff scheduled for the 16th for any.
Okay,
programs.
ACAP Inc., DBA Wines and More, Wareham, 2421 Cranberry Highway.
Okay.
And that's all I have.
Is
Oh,
that a
yeah.
motion?
I'll need a motion.
And that's a motion, yes, it was.
Need a
Second.
second? Motion by Mr. Tropiano, second by Mrs. Whiteside. Any questions? None heard, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? 400. Patrick, want to put those two, I think that other one might be the one that the Mill Pond is being held to move.
Yeah, this is being held to move, but we need to talk about that because we put a 6-month limit on that. and I think
Yeah,
we're-
I think they have a
I think
client,
we
so
have to either extend it or do something with it. if
Yep.
we-
I believe we already took care of that. Next one.
Can we hang on for like 2 minutes?
Hold on 2 minutes.
Yes.
We're gonna pass
We're
these
gonna-
down.
We're gonna get these signed and then,
We're gonna pass them
Okay.
down and get them
Alright.
signed, and then we're gonna move on.
Not a problem. Can I see the one for that Wareham Liquors for a minute?
not right now.
All right, never mind.
Patrick, do them like this, please. 'Cause otherwise they're gonna go bananas.
It's the license, we just have to
Doesn't matter
sign.
what order they're in.
We're gonna get a whole bunch of them.
Oh, wait a second.
Hmm?
We didn't, did you, neither Patrick or I signed the second page on that one.
You wanna wait and do this at the end of the meeting?
Yeah, let's do this later.
A lot easier.
This is really bad.
We're gonna be here for an hour doing this.
Just send that packet, that group, when you're done.
Yeah.
let's just get it done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's see, we're gonna do, we'll do the big list now. Right, so these are all the liquor establishments, like restaurants and things of that nature, okay? All right. You ready? All right, so, this is renewal of a year-round common vicular all alcoholic beverage license for 2015 under the provisions of Chapter 138 of the Massachusetts General Laws. Richard Omlia, DBA Bailey Surf and Turf,
No,
3056 Cranberry Highway.
It
no,
says Trover
Look on the back side of
Incorporated.
the page.
no. It says Trova Inc., DBA. So, could you pull it, please?
All right, I'm gonna look at that one in a second, because it might be, it's gotta be something not right. Let's take a look at that in the application and just see if they printed it wrong, and it's right on the forms. All right. Next, Barnacle Bills Seafood LLC, DBA Barnacle Bills Seafood, 3126 Cranberry Highway.
Correct.
Now, this one needs a paper clip or something. There's one there. Otherwise, it's gonna be all over the place.
Face down. Face down.
All right, next one, Barnacle Bob's, DBA, Inc., DBA Barnacle Bob's and/or BB's, 2424 Cranberry Highway.
I'm sorry. I had this question before when they actually had the license, and I asked the question whether you can have two DBAs. One Inc., DBA something, DBA something. Town council, sir.
May I take a look at it?
Sure.
With, Mr. Chairman, the other one, Bailey Surf and Turf, the application was in the name of the corporation, but the way it's filled out on various licenses is as an individual.
Okay.
So I think the license forms need to be corrected.
All right, so we'll have to hold it then. Just put it over here and hold it.
Is this the two?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. It's got one alias, basically. All right, next one is Bay Point Club LLC, DBA Bay Point Club, 19 Bay Point Drive. Then Bay Point Club LLC, DBA Bay Point Club, 10 Bay Point Drive, 10 Bay Point Drive. What the heck is that? Why is there two of the same?
Two different locations.
Oh, yeah, one's 19, one's 10, okay. All righty. All right, next is L.R. Hunt LLC, DBA Cafe Soleil, 241 Main Street.
Where are you?
Not necessarily. Cafe Soleil will be on the back somewhere. Yeah. L.R. Hunt, yeah. Next one is Captain Al's Restaurant LLC, DBA Captain Al's, 3236 Cranberry Highway.
Okay.
The next one is Harry Nicolo, DBA Charlie's Place, 3075 Cranberry Highway.
Nope, doesn't match.
What do you mean it doesn't match?
Doesn't match.
It doesn't match the agenda. It doesn't have it as an individual, it simply has it as a corporation. Can we just hold that one aside for a second?
Yeah, hold on a second, let me just take a look at the paperwork quickly. 3073. Yeah, the address is wrong on the, different on the application too. So this is gonna have to come out. It's wrong on the application, so. Oh, it's different on the application, I'm assuming the application's right. people usually tend to know where.
Okay, could we back up to the LLC, I mean, the DBA?
Yeah, is this okay?
No.
Mr. Chairman, I think, I'd suggest that the board ask the applicant to clarify it, because it says, such and such corporation, DBA,
Thank you.
and/or,
Yeah, right.
just,
We had this question before. Thank you.
Okay. Mark Inc., DBA China Garden, 265 Marion Road.
Where's that?
It's here.
Dudley L. Brown Post, 2846 VFW of US Inc., DBA Dudley Brown Post.
No.
That's-
That's in a totally different,
Well, let's
Why
just
is
pull it
that in
aside
this?
for a minute. Those are under different provision.
Hold on a second.
can we have a 5-minute recess?
Yeah, why not?
I move a 5-minute recess.
Second.
Thank you.
Hold on a second.
Shut us off.
Hold on.
I move that we come out of our 5-minute recess, or whatever.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 4-0.
Okay, so next on the list would be Pepper Dining.
Could we do this? Patrick, through you, Mr. Chairman, could you just go back and stop that section? You only did a few. That way, if you don't mind. So it's all done at once.
All right,
Check these out.
Barnacle Bill Seafood LLC, DBA Barnacle Bill Seafood, 3126 Cranberry Highway. The Bay Point Club LLC, DBA Bay Point Club, 19 Bay Point Drive. Bay Point Club LLC, DBA Bay Point Club, 10 Bay Point Drive, Onset. L.R. Hunt LLC, DBA Cafe Soleil, 241 Main Street. Captain Al's Restaurant LLC, DBA Captain Al's, 3236 Cranberry Highway. Mark's Inc., DBA China Garden, 265 Marion Road.
Is it Mark or Marks?
It's Mark.
Thank you. 10.
Pepper Dining, DBA Chili's Grill and Bar, 2889 Cranberry Highway.
Is it, excuse me, is it in ink?
Number 8.
Pepper Dining,
It doesn't
Inc.?
say whether it's an ink, but I would have to assume, well, wait a minute, here it is, it's under here. It is an ink. It's Pepper Dining, Inc.
Thank you.
You know, that's, hold on, let me fix that while we're at it. Let's fix this. Let's fix that. Okay, good. We got that. Al and L Corporation, DBA Ella's Wood Burning Oven Restaurant, 3136 Cranberry Highway. The Fan Club, Inc., DBA Fan Club, 2859 Cranberry Highway. Hong Kong Island Restaurant, Inc., DBA Hong Kong Island Restaurant, 3035 Cranberry Highway. Lindsay's, Inc., DBA Lindsay's, 3138 Cranberry Highway. Little Harbor Country Club, Inc., DBA Little Harbor Country Club, 2 Little Harbor Road. Rare Hospitality International, Inc., DBA Longhorn Steakhouse, 2421 Cranberry Highway. Concole, Inc., DBA Narrows Crossing Restaurant, 1 Narrows Road. 99 Restaurant, LLC, DBA 99 Restaurant and Pub, 3013 Cranberry Highway. Stevie B's, Inc., DBA Onset Sports Resort, 270 Onset Ave. The Blue Dog, LLC, DBA Piper Bowes, 207 Main Street.
Mr. Chair, could we pull that, please?
That one's about to get transferred.
Can we pull it, please?
Yes.
Pierview Restaurant, Inc., DBA Stevens Lounge, 201 Onset Ave. All right, now let's see if the card is in this, because, oh, there it is, all the way down there, see that? They just got mixed up somehow, right?
walking the,
Red
perambulating
Robin
the bounds.
International, Inc., DBA Red Robin America's Gourmet Burgers and Spirits, 2421 Cranberry Highway. Rosebrook Place Hospitality, Inc., DBA Rosebrook Place Hospitality, Inc. in
No.
Conference Center. Are
No.
we voting these yet?
No, we're not voting it, and it says LLC, so pull it. It's incorrect.
Well, it says LLC. These are.
You just read it as Inc.
We're not voting these anyway, right? Because these places are not open. Is that correct?
Why are you reading it?
So we're just holding these. So we don't need to vote these.
So what, you just pulled the two Rosebrooks, Patrick?
Yes. Salerno's Inc., DBA Salerno's Function Hall, 196 Cranberry Ave.
Excuse me? I have a different address, sir.
What'd you have, Patrick?
He had
Hold on a
cranberry.
second.
Patrick, what'd you have for Salerno's?
196 Cranberry. 196 Onset Ave.
Onset
You read
Avenue, that's right.
cranberry.
Hold on.
That's correct. That's what I have.
That's what it says here.
But he read cranberry.
Oh, we made a mistake, did you?
Well, he read it off the front.
No, it says Onset Ave.
No, he might have
You-
just
okay.
spoke it. He might have just spoke it.
Can you
might
read
have
that one again, because that, you read the address wrong. I'm sorry.
That has to be right.
Two Salerno's, Salerno's Inc., DBA Salerno's Function Hall, 196 Onset Ave.
Thank you.
Got it.
Justin Hadley, DBA The Stonebridge, 5 East Boulevard.
I question the application format. It says Hadley-Macintosh Enterprises DBA.
Say pulling that for discussion?
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second.
No,
The application says Hadley-Macintosh Enterprises, which means it's wrong.
Okay, thank you.
You pulled that one, Pat?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
We pulled that one.
I'm just trying to help you by keeping track.
Vels Inc., DBA Vels Restaurant, 2352 Cranberry Highway.
Yep.
Wasabi Steakhouse Inc., DBA Zen Place,
Palace.
Palace, yes, Place. I put the L in the wrong place. 2421 Cranberry Highway.
Second.
All right, that's it. That's
Oh,
all.
hang on, Patrick. I got a couple of spots here, hang on.
That's
I
all.
didn't, the second time around, I didn't get, you mentioned it before the break, but I didn't get the Gateway Tavern.
We have one for the Gateway Tavern, but it's in a separate folder, right?
They're on the same list as this group.
Yeah.
Gateway,
We pulled it.
We have a problem.
GS
with-
Corporation.
We have a problem with the name on that one. Got pulled.
For your edification, we pulled Bailey Surf and Turf,
Hang on.
Charlie's Place,
Hang on, please.
Bailey's, got it.
Charlie's Place,
Charlie's
Barnacle
Place.
Bob's, Salerno's,
Okay,
excuse me, Joseph C. Sorrow of Gateway Tavern,
right, okay. That looks like it
Armor-
matches.
Armad Johot Corporation, Wareham Liquors, the 2 Mill Ponds, we pulled those, the 2 Mill Pond, Mill Pond and the 2 Rosebrook Places. And the last one was Justin Hadley, we pulled that one. Those are pulled, and
It
they're gonna get
matches.
voted on another time.
We're good.
Those have to be fixed, they're errors.
All right.
All right,
Was that your motion?
this was my motion.
And I seconded the motion.
Okay.
Any questions? None heard, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, 400.
Did we do Bulldog Piper Bowes?
Yeah, we did. No, he held it aside.
Okay, yeah, you
He had
held
a
that.
That's a
question on
hold,
that.
yeah.
Okay, you wanna,
Let's,
while
We're gonna
in
go
this
back through
group, you
those
wanna
after,
talk
right?
about it?
yes.
We're in this group, you wanna talk about this? Why we're holding this?
Why don't we just? why
Well,
don't
you
we
have 4 or
finish
5, you wanna go down? Yeah,
This is this group, I wanna get this
Okay.
group out of the way.
okay, that's fine.
Do you wanna talk about this one?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, on this particular license, these doors have been closed for a long time. We've sent messages to the license holder. There were some renovations going on, and then that went on for several months, and then we sent a notice again, asking what the status of the license was, and there was renovations going on again. So I vote not to renew this license. We have a liquor license out there. There's no liquor there. There's no building. There's no restaurant. There's no nothing. And as far as I can tell, there's no renovations.
The renovations are done. The El Marachi restaurant out of Taunton has signed an agreement. The paperwork is at Town Hall this morning. They're processing it through.
And there was a,
I'm talking about this license.
This license,
this
it's being
license
transferred
will be
over.
transferred.
The paperwork is at Town Hall as we speak,
So
being
we should
transferred
wait
over.
then
So
until it gets transferred.
He's
right?
already,
Yeah,
he's
I
already,
would do that.
Alright.
I'd go with, I'd make a motion to hold this license
Alright.
until
That's what we're gonna
there
do.
is a recipient for it
Yep.
to be transferred to.
Fine.
Fine.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Town council would like to speak about this,
Oh, certainly.
Chairman.
That's a,
go ahead.
have my time if you want.
Sorry, Mr. Chairman, to
No,
butt
it's
in
fine.
on what is a good sounding plan. Chapter 138, Section 16A says that annual licenses must be renewed annually unless cause is shown.
Yep.
And the phrase "cause is shown" connotes having a hearing saying, you know, you did this wrong, you did that one. In other words, a full disciplinary hearing. If so I'd suggest that if you wanted to not renew a particular license for next year, you'd have to hold that hearing. As an alternative, because I know what you're getting at with this, you don't want pocket licenses, or you want to make sure that people are moving forward with their promised plans. What you can do is renew it. Again, this is all up to the board, of course. Renew it, and then schedule a status meeting with the holder to say, you know, what are you doing? Suggest some deadlines to them, and then if they don't meet the deadlines at that point, you take appropriate action.
So would putting it on the agenda next week satisfy whatever question, presuming that there is an applicant for the transfer, that it would go in with a stack of other things that we pulled aside for whatever reason?
I think that certainly is one way to do it. However, if your plan was to not renew the license next week, I don't think that 1 week's notice would be enough.
No, it's not.
I don't,
Okay.
Well, my only concern about it, Mr. Chairman, again, is I don't like being the issuer of licenses in the town of Wareham, having licenses out there, we have no control over them. They could throw a bash there under that license between now and New Year. Somebody gets killed, and it comes back to us because we know the place was closed, and we know the license is not active. And we're renewing a license that when we've sent 2 or 3 notices asking, Shirley has, asking about this renovation and this.
But he's responded,
responded.
Steve. There's
Uh,
there's a paper trail.
Well, I was involved in the 3rd notice and the first 2 notices, and the only response to the first 2 were, we're still renovating,
And they
and
have,
we need another 60 days.
Well, but
And there was no renovation going on.
they,
one thing though, Steve, just, you know, just to point out, like, if they held any event, or if they opened for some reason and used their license, then that's what the license is for.
I understand that,
So that would
Patrick,
be
but
okay.
nobody knows that would be happening. The place is empty right now.
But that
There's
would
no
be
liquor
okay,
there,
right?
right? That's all I'm saying, is that I don't understand why we should be renewing a license. So whoever's taking it over, are they taking it over before the 1st of the year?
no, it'd probably be a little bit
So
after,
they-
most likely.
Why don't they just pick it up in
Wanna hold this
the
till next
beginning of
week,
the
Mr.
year?
Chairman?
It still needs to
That's
be
all.
approved. Go
Wanna hold
forward.
this till next week?
Mr. Bowen?
That's all I'm saying, is I don't see the point of renewing something that's not being used.
Mr. Chairman, I think the suggestion that's being offered to invite the gentleman in next week so you can talk to him about these things will not be unexpected on his part. At office hours, either a week or 2 weeks ago, when he came in, I asked him what he was doing and how things were unfolding, and he, you know, gave me something of an answer as to what his plans were. I suggested to him that he affirmatively come before the board and let you know what's going on, so this will be no surprise to him.
Can we renew the license and hold it in the office until there is a...
Yes.
That's something you can do.
Oh, okay, I make a motion that we renew the license and then hold it in the office until the new transfer person has their license processed.
Mr. Bowen?
Boy,
I thought I just asked you if I could do that.
yeah.
Will you help me with a motion? I mean,
Oh,
listen up.
sure. Just so it's clear, yes, you can do that. My only reservation is that a it's possible that a lawyer out there, actually I can picture one or two of them, might say that that was in the nature of a disciplinary condition.
Well,
What,
it's close.
yeah, well, exactly. What I'd
Holding a license
suggest,
and not being open and really delaying things on reopening, yeah, that's pretty close.
what I'd suggest is, just to embrace the spirit of what you're trying to do, is to defer it for a week, send a letter out to them tomorrow saying, would like to invite you in, and an issue that will be on the table is renewing the license, but with the condition that you allow us to hold the license until you move forward. So that way he's on notice and due process is met.
That works for me.
So what are we gonna do?
We're going to hold it with the other ones that we have,
Okay.
because we have to correct the addresses. I believe, Mr. Bowen, that we really need to renew the licenses on Rosebrook, because those licenses were part of that jobs thing that would happen some time ago, where those licenses are Pacific location only and can't, anything else but that. So therefore, we renew them with that. When those were done, they knew up front.
Are
At the
these
AB
new licenses?
These are new licenses, that we got 8 licenses about 2 years ago now, a year ago.
This is the jobs bill.
Yes, the jobs.
Yeah.
So these licenses were given with the idea they were gonna be held until Rosebrook was built and the places were in place.
So do you wanna vote those? Is that what you're
I
saying,
think
guys?
there's no reason not to, because that's been going on.
It's the only place they
That was
can
done a
use it.
year ago and a year before that.
All right.
Go ahead, Mr. Bowen.
And Mr. Chairman, this could be one of those renewals that you take with the understanding that at some point during the upcoming year, you could invite them in just to say, hey, how's it going and when you're gonna open up?
We did that also
Jim,
with the Mill Pond Dino, Mr. Kane, he was in this fall, told us they would be taking that license, and we voted to allow the transfer, and that was gonna happen sometime after the first of the year.
What, for 6 months?
Yeah, but he's still got time, so that one also should be voted on.
We gotta be at the end of it.
No, we're not. I have paperwork, we're not yet. He's also contacts, they're about ready to pull the trigger on that, too.
What, is there a store being built somewhere?
Yeah,
Where at?
the 3 stores next to Cape Cod 5,
That's where it's going?
I think so. Look at the street, see, there's no address on that one. The other ones have an address.
Well, I mean, how do we renew a license without an address?
You have 2 licenses, you have 2 addresses on the applications.
2 addresses? So we can't put a license at 2 addresses?
No,
No,
I-
they're 2 separate licenses.
Yeah, but I think the
I'm
one.
not talking about the Rosebrook one, I'm talking about the Mill Pond.
The Mill Pond one, I think, might be
The
their
Mill
old,
Pond
might be their old
license.
address. If it is, then we should hold that.
But we can't vote to give the license to a property that doesn't have the license. It
No.
doesn't even exist.
Let's hold that
Here.
one and
We're
have
gonna
this,
have to hold that.
we'll ask Mr. Kane to come in also.
All right.
Well, then hold both of them.
Now, the Rosewood,
No,
the
the other ones are fine.
Rosewood ones, I guess we can vote because we promised to hold them. These
So
were
what do you
given to us.
hold, what is the
The
one that
Mill
you
Pond is
just,
the one they closed, and they're holding the license
And
because
what's it
we
called?
allowed them to.
where is it?
It's on there.
So
But we didn't vote that one.
No, we're not gonna.
Not
I
gonna
know,
vote
but,
that
you
one.
know, I gotta say that I really dislike being made to look stupid. And that's what I feel I have been made
I agree.
tonight.
This is pretty rough.
It is tough.
And I understand that there's, you know, the legalities and that's, you know, it needs to be letter perfect. I had a headache before I started and I got a. No, because those need to be corrected. The ones that we've got, we can do, but
I know.
I'm just making a comment that,
I should have gone through every
All
one
right,
of them.
let's get going.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna give you Rosebrook Place Hospitality LLC, and DBA Rosebrook Place Hospitality Inc. in Conference Center, 2472 Cranberry Highway.
no. Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
no,
there's 2 of them.
that's not a correct address according to this.
There's 2477, there's 2472 and 2476. There's 2 of them,
Okay,
okay?
Correct.
The other one is Rosebrook Place Hospitality Inc., Rosebrook Place Hospitality, 2476 Cranberry Highway.
I'm sorry, but they say LLC on the application, on the agenda as posted for the public. It says LLC.
Did I say Inc.?
Yes.
They're LLCs, both of them.
Thank you.
Question, if I could. Patrick, these last 2 for the Rosebud,
Yeah.
these are renewals?
Yes.
Yes.
You
And the
read-
reason because I remember doing those way back when.
Yeah, they've been held,
And the reason we issue those, because those are part of the jobs bill,
that's correct.
correct?
Yeah.
And nothing can go in their place.
Nothing can
There's
go-
no building there, we don't have to worry about them having liquor there. There's a little bit of a difference there between this example and the Main Street
Yeah,
example.
there is a building there, no, the Inn and Conference Center's gonna open
Well,
in
I think
the
it's
spring,
just-
so
it's just
there is a
starting, yeah.
building for that one, so.
But
yeah.
we were renewing these, if I recall, even when it was
Yes.
woods, it was
Yeah, I
still
remember,
woods.
yeah.
Correct.
All right, so there's the two. I wanna renew those, okay?
Second.
There you go.
Motion by
Well,
Mr. Tropiano, second by Mrs. Whiteside. Any
Just-
questions? Go
Yes,
ahead.
just for the record, could he read it as LLC? Because into the record, he read,
God's sakes.
I'm sorry.
Come on, will you guys, you're making this into way harder than it has to be.
Let's just do it.
It needs to be-
Rosebrook Place Hospitality, Inc., LLC, A Rosebrook Place Hospitality, 2476 Cranberry Highway.
Thank you.
Rosebrook Place Hospitality, LLC, a Rosebrook Place Hospitality, Inc., and Conference Center, 2472 Cranberry Highway.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Tropiano, second by Mrs. Whiteside. Any questions? None heard, all in favor?
No.
Opposed, abstained, 4-0-0.
The next one is a renewal of a year-round common vic wine and malt beverage license for 2015 under the provisions of Chapter 138 of the Massachusetts General Laws. Tisca Inc., DBA Minerva's Pizza, 257 Main Street. J&M Realty Associates Ltd., DBA Mark Anthony's, 190 Onset Ave.
That's not what the agenda shows, sir.
Doesn't say 190?
It says
Yes, it
Mark
does.
Anthony's La Pizzeria Limited, DBA Mark Anthony's.
I don't know that that matters, whether it's La Pizzeria or
What's on the application?
on a
What's
second.
on the application?
what
please?
matters is the application. Hold on a second, let me look.
Actually, what matters, Patrick, is the voice vote we take.
Yes.
The application says Mark Anthony's La Pizzeria.
Second.
Counsel?
With your permission, Mr. Chairman, the thing that really matters more than anything else is that the application that they submitted for renewal and the face of the license
Has to
match up. That's the key.
Which these
And,
do
and I know that one does, but some of them along the way, that hasn't been the case.
So this has to be
And
held because
In
it
your
doesn't-
leisure moments, I'll explain why it's important, but not
it
now.
doesn't match.
ABCC will also bounce these back on us.
Okay, so just.
So which
the
one
only
did you just
is
pull?
Minerva's.
Okay, you want to redo the motion?
I withdraw my second.
Tisca's Inc., DBA Minerva's Pizza, 257 Main Street.
Second.
It's the only one.
Any questions? None heard. Mr. Tropiano made the motion. Mrs. Whiteside, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, 4-0-0. Thank you.
All right. The next one,
Should be the Elks and
Hold
the
it.
Cremisa tribe.
Elks, Wareham Elks, American Legion, Carpet Tribe. Why do I have?
You need Elks and Crummies,
Yeah, why do I have?
because that's the next one.
Yep, Elks and Cremisa, here we go. All right. Renewal of a year-round club all alcoholic beverage license for 2015 on the provisions of Chapter 138 of Massachusetts General Laws. All right, Wareham Lodge of Elks, 1548, DBA Wareham Lodge of Elks, 2855 Cranberry Highway. Cremisa Tribe Number 156, Improved Order of Redmond, Inc., DBA Cremisa Tribe Number 156, 745 Main Street.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Tropiano, second by Mrs. Whiteside.
Mhm.
Any questions? None heard. All in favor?
Aye.
I'm going to abstain as a member of the Elks and also chairman of the Audit Committee.
All right, next is beverage licenses for the year 2015 under provisions of Chapter 138 of the Massachusetts General Laws. Okay, Dudley L. Brown, Post Number 2846, VFW of US, Inc., DBA Dudley L. Brown Post, 2846, 4 Gibbs Ballpark Road. Wareham Legion, Inc., DBA American Legion Post Number 220, 77 Main Street.
Could you check the application, sir,
Yep.
please?
application says Wareham Post 220 American Legion, Inc. American Legion, Inc., American Legion Post 220, I'd say that's the same. The same as the license,
Thank you.
okay?
Thank you.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Tropiano, second by Mrs. Whiteside. Any questions? None heard. All in favor? Anybody?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? 400.
All right. That's all I have for licenses. Next is,
Maybe could we just read into the record the ones that we are holding aside so that the person who's transcribing the minutes can make sure that,
I did read them a little while ago. I already warned
no,
you.
if you just want to, these are the ones we're holding for next week or whatever. These were not voted on,
Well, we don't know if they're gonna be next week. It depends on whether they get
Well-
them straightened out.
just for the record.
J&M Realty Associates, Mark Anthony's, Blue Dog LLC, which is Piper Bowes, Richard O'Meal, how do you say that? O'Mealia? That's Bailey Surf and Turf. Harry Nicolo, I don't know, Charlie's Place. Barnacle Bob's, BB's. Sorrow, Gateway Tavern. Ama Jowett Corporation, Wareham Liquors. Hold on. The Mill Pond Station. And the last one is Justin Hadley, the Stonebridge.
Thank you.
Last thing was item F, Patrick. Do we have applications to remain open until 2 a.m. on January 1st?
Well, I will tell you right now, we have,
There's nothing in the packets for the liquor license stuff, right?
I got the ABCC recertification,
Nope.
which we're going to do. Temporary increase in residential populations. There is nothing here that talks about any of that.
I'll
And I know it's
reschedule
actually-
that for the 16th.
Yes, it's gonna have to get rescheduled. Sewer business, we have none. Town business, CETA monthly update.
Mrs. Connaughton, Sal, sorry for the delay.
Good evening.
Hello.
Okay.
It also says CETA to present the 2015 grant recommendations.
Yeah, these are
We'll do
these
this
are the
together.
preliminary recommendations that we
Yeah.
have prior to the final
Okay.
document. I'll start with the update. We've, over the past month, we submitted 2 grant opportunities. One of them was a hospitality grant for $300,000. And we worked with Cape Cod Community College. We worked with the New Bedford Workforce Investment Board, the LaFrance Hospitality Group, which runs the hotel, and Stone Street Corporation, which runs Bay Point. And the goal of the grant is to provide training for the hospitality industry. And if we get it, the organizations have promised jobs to the folks that we send successfully through the training. So that was the first one. The second one was a grant through the Department of Housing and Community Development, and it's through the Massachusetts Downtown Initiative. And that grant is for, it's to help us develop a wayfinding plan. One of the concerns we had is with the new hotel going up, that a lot of the customers in the hotel might find it very easy to go directly to Wareham Crossing for their dining and shopping. So we wanted to see if we could develop a wayfinding plan that would help guide visitors,
A what?
that would help guide visitors.
Yeah, but the word I don't understand.
Wayfinding.
You mean a map?
No, it's not just a map, it's an entire system that includes, it does include maps, it includes signs, it includes brochures, items that you might put on a PDF, or a computer, those kinds of things. So,
Thank you.
So it would, the goal would be to try to help direct people to the two other commercial centers, which would be obviously Wareham Village and Onset Village, as well as Cranberry Highway. The third item that I have is, and I sent you copies of this just before I came over here, so I know you haven't seen them yet, but I attended a presentation by the Mass Office of Business Development on economic development, the Economic and Development Incentive Program. You may remember that we have offered a couple of tax increment financing agreements in the past year or so, and there has been changes to that whole process. And one of the highlighted pieces of the changes includes the fact that we are not limited as a town now to offer those types of incentives just in economic target areas or economic opportunity areas. So it allows us to offer them throughout the entire town. So I sent that information to you, and if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. We received our public services applications as part of our grant process for FY15, and we will be initiating the review process in the next couple of weeks. Selectman Titlebaum, who's not here, has agreed to serve on the committee to help us review the proposals. And the last item that I have for an update is some of you may know Richard Schaefer, who was the Economic Development Director in Taunton. I know Chairman Slavin knows him well. He represented the Southeast on the Massachusetts Economic Development Council, which is an association of professional economic developers. And that council works closely with the state economic development agency. And he recently resigned and recommended me to replace him on the board, and the board agreed to appoint me to the board. So I think it's a very good thing, because now I'm going to represent southeastern Massachusetts, but can bring hopefully more attention to the Wareham area.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mrs. Connaughton?
Okay, at our last meeting, we discussed plans for the CDBG grant for 2015. As you may know, we have, our funding has been reduced from 900 to 750. So at our last meeting, the public services were approved, and you will be returning in January with the final results of the review committee. Heinz Field, we have elected to put in impervious pavement and upgrade Heinz Field. We'll be putting in plans and looking at that, and then going back to see what they have actually done in the meantime, so we can compare. And the other recommendation was for the Everett School. I believe we brought the plans in to you last month, and provided a copy to everyone.
Mr. Tropiano, any questions?
No, thank you.
Mrs. Whiteside?
Did you say you brought the plans
Well,
in?
it was an estimate, I guess. It gave you a plan of the building. There were
Yeah, it
three
was a-
sheets.
Estimated cost of repair.
And estimated costs.
Yes, we did receive that.
Where was all?
You might
I
have been
think
on
you were here, but
vacation.
we're happy to give you another copy if you don't have
I
it.
think you were here.
Yeah. Was
Thank
it
you.
Last month you were away?
That was October. I have no idea.
Might have been October, I don't know.
I think she-
I can't remember.
Yeah, the
Usually
planning shop. With the
I'm all
others.
set.
Mr. Holmes, please.
Oh, thank you very much. Well, I guess I spin a lot of wheels with this group, and I haven't gotten very far. So I guess at town meeting, there was an article no one would get up and speak on. Still don't understand that. But I guess what the most interesting part was, elected officials on both the Board of Selectmen and the Finance Committee appear to believe that the town was receiving the rent money or the lease payments that was given to it by Bay Point. Is that accurate?
That the town would receive them?
Yes.
The town has not been receiving them.
And so how does these folks here think they're getting 28 grand a year, as some of the Finance Committee members do, and they're not?
That has not been the
I
practice.
thought the
no.
money was going to a grant program to help people out.
Yeah,
That's what I thought.
right.
But
The the money has been held by Cedar, and that's the money that we've been using to
So
fund.
and you said you've sent the bill, and you're sending a bill for this money to come into the town coffers? Is that what's going on?
Mr.
And if
Sullivan?
that's the case, then what happens to the poor people who applied for the grant program? So those are my questions.
It is not grant money, that's,
Loans, whatever you
We'd
want to call
call
it.
it
You're loaning money
economic
to people
development
to
money.
help themselves out, which is a worthy program, by the way.
Right.
So where's the money going to come from for that?
we don't know.
And have you sent the bill to rectify this, and what was the number?
Just to
No, we-
clarify, could I just clarify, we just happened to read through some information over the past month and a half. Salvador and I put 2 books together. And when we were reading through all of this history, we discovered that back, was it 1993?
Yep,
And
back-
no one had ever been told about it, and the money has been utilized for the community.
It's being done wrong for a long time, it's not just recently.
Correct. But we were not aware of it.
Yeah, we're gonna have, we've already noticed it, we've had a discussion about it.
Mhm.
We'll be rectifying it. The other piece I'd like to have some answer from the Cedar Board on is,
Could I just make
Go ahead,
one
finish up if you like.
correction? The lease money minus any expenses that we incur
that's correct,
in overseeing the property and
Yep.
any other.
administrative
Right,
costs, et cetera.
administrative costs. Right, that's-
That was part of the agreement, the contract. The other piece I'd like to see is, we've
So
got
in
to,
that- excuse
are
me,
you still finished
so
up?
then- Well, now I guess she answered.
Okay.
She's commenting on my comments, so I'll answer back. I would hope that, to collect the check and turn it over to the town wouldn't cost that much money.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm asking what the bill is for, based on what you took in, because one could say you could claim 27,000 for administrative fees and give the town nothing, right? So we'd like to see what that is. Do you have that?
Not yet.
Do you know what it is?
No.
That wouldn't be you, it'd be the town administrator.
This just came up a month and a half ago, we didn't realize it was an issue. We're working on it now.
When can we expect it to be rectified? How long does it take?
I would think the whole thing with what we're doing, I'd say in January probably, we'll bring this back
Okay.
before the board.
That's fair enough.
Cedar would
As
supply
long as
us
you have a
their
date in mind,
administrative
that's
costs.
fair enough.
The other piece I'd like to go back to is, we have the piece of land that's been, talked about. I'd like to see some kind of plan. We have a client obviously leasing the property. Their lease is up in 3 years. I'd like to be proactive and have some idea of plan A, B, and C, or whatever, of what you want to do with that property as the board, so we can make some answers back. So, because if you wait 3 years, and just as an example, the person leasing the property decides not to lease it anymore, now you have a piece of property with nothing.
We anticipate meeting within the next month and making a recommendation back to the Board of
I
Selectmen.
would appreciate it, but I'd like to see maybe like a Plan A, Plan B, and Plan C, because you got 3 different possibles that I can see. Okay. Anybody else have any questions while we're playing with the licenses? Why don't we wait till the meeting is over and we'll sign everything?
I didn't pass
It'd
anything.
be easier. Anything else you have for us tonight?
I'm good.
Okay,
Well, I have a question
go ahead.
on the Everett School.
Mhm.
Bring us up to date on where we are and where we may be.
Well, essentially,
You gave a plan and you gave an
we did an
estimate.
initial cost estimate to renovate the school, and we had
Yep.
we had a footprint that was developed on it. And that's what we provided to the board, I think it was last month or 6 weeks ago. The goal for us would be to incorporate that into our grant application so that we could get the money for it. And then, once we receive the funds, we would go out and procure, as we do with all of our projects, we'd go out and procure contractors to do the renovations.
And the game plan is to look at nonprofits to fill the building, which would
Yeah.
cover our costs.
Yeah,
et
to
cetera.
provide services. I think that, I know there was a sort of a miscommunication with the public where folks were concerned about using it as a homeless shelter of sorts. That's not the intent. The intent is to try to group together a number of nonprofit organizations that would allow them to pool their resources together to pay for the expenses of the building, and then to have one-stop shopping, so to speak, for people that need services.
And the time frame, sir?
Well, we wouldn't get the grant, and that grant wouldn't be available to us till next October, so we would have to begin construction sometime after that date.
Thank you.
What's the lead time for attracting and basically locking in some nonprofits?
I think we would, assuming that we go forward with the grant application, then we would try to start work on that immediately.
Okay. Could you keep us up to date on that so
And
we
we'd be happy
understand?
to do that.
Because this is a property which has value if we don't develop it to sell as well. So the
Mhm.
decision was to look at developing it the
Mhm.
last time we met. So I want
Mhm.
to make sure that we're going in the direction. Thank
Great.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank
Sorry
you.
for the delay. The licensing has been a little difficult tonight.
That's okay, it was enjoyable.
No, it's not
to-
okay, really.
To understand. Thanks.
Thank
All
you.
right, so, thank you. Next up is the ABCC renewal certificate. But I'm not so sure that we should, that we can handle this right now, because basically what this says is the licenses who failed to renew
That's right.
and the licenses disapproved by the city. And we don't know the answer to that yet, because we haven't finished renewing all of the licenses.
I'd say you have to
Correct.
postpone.
So I think
until
we need to
that's
hold
finished.
this
So
until
16th.
the 16th, so we're gonna move that off. Next is temporary increase in population, we can do that.
Yep.
Okay, to the members of the Alcoholic Beverage Control Commission, acting under the authority contained in Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 17, as amended, the undersigned local licensing authority, at a meeting held on February 7, 2015, estimated that the temporary increased residential population of the town of Wareham, as of July 10, 2015, would be 44,000. This estimate was made and voted upon by the undersigned at a meeting called for the purpose, after due notice to each of the members of the time, place, and purpose of said meeting, and after investigation and ascertainment by us of all the facts, and after cooperative discussion and deliberation, the estimate is true to the best of our knowledge and belief. The local licensing authority makes the above statement under the penalties of perjury.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Tropiano, second by Mr. Holmes. Any questions? None heard, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, 4-0-0. Thank you.
Okay.
Next, Patrick.
Yep, next on the agenda is it says to renew and vote on policy 0801.
Mr. Titlebaum's not here, so
And
let's
the
postpone
Titlebaum's
that,
not
please.
here, so that's gonna go over, right?
Yep.
All right, a review of, the next was the review of the WCTV contract, which we're moving to, in case anybody's interested, we're gonna move that to January the 13th.
Yes.
Any other town business?
Hold
not
on,
re-
Patrick. On that particular piece, I would ask that the members, everybody has a copy of the existing contract between the town of Wareham and WCTV. Could they please read that? So
Okay.
they're ready for any discussion when that comes up.
All right,
There's two different pieces. We also all have the Comcast contract, which is Comcast RFP to the town of Wareham, which is due in March, which is separate. There's a separate committee for
I
that.
know.
But this contract here is the one that, we- yeah,
I was with Jim.
I'm not saying you did. And
I
that,
did.
and that's the contract we started 2 years ago.
So this is the one with WCTV.
Right. I want to have a little discussion of some things. So I'm
Okay.
going to ask everybody to please read that, and especially read the new Comcast contract. It's really interesting.
any other town business, in the last 24 hours? Mr.
48
Holmes?
48 hours.
48 hours, sorry.
Nothing.
Mr. Whiteside? Mr.
No.
Tropiano? Mr. Slavin is tired.
How about Mr. Sullivan?
That's his
It's
town
his report time. Actually, we have a consent
Nothing?
agenda.
We cut that off the agenda this week.
Well, I just want to make sure he doesn't have anything in the last 48 hours, and he says no.
No.
Okay, next up on the agenda would be to sign bills. I got some meetings, we'll do those afterwards. Oh yeah, approval of regular session minutes, here we go. I have that, I have one. And I move that we approve the regular Selectmen Sewer Commissioners meeting minutes for December 2nd, 2014,
Second.
as transcribed.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Tropiano, second by Mrs. Whiteside. Any questions? None heard, all in favor?
Aye after 7:03 PM. I said aye after
All right, that takes care of those. Town administrators report, please.
The vote was 4-0-0.
Thank you. I have several updates. On November 6th, the town held the assessment center for the Wareham Police Chief position. This was an independent assessment conducted by outside consultants. The results were reviewed by the State Civil Service Human Resources Division, and we have received the results. Interim Police Chief Kevin Walsh was the top scorer. As such, he's the choice for the Wareham Chief of Police position. We will enter into contract negotiations with him, and once this has been resolved, it will be brought before the Board of Selectmen to hopefully review and ratify the contract.
Awesome.
And we'll keep you advised as to how that goes along.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome, thank
Congratulations
you.
to Kevin
Congratulations to
on his
Kevin.
successful test.
And to the whole assessment. I heard it was pretty neat.
It was, I sat in to watch 3 of them, and I will tell you what, that's not an easy thing to go through, not something you can study for. So it was pretty interesting. And I want to also thank everybody that did apply for it, the 5 candidates, the amount of effort they put into it, and really stepping up and then helping out the town and trying to continue their leadership positions. So all of them should be thanked as well.
Somebody's had this form, but no.
Today we received the FY14 final audit reports. I forwarded electronic copies to the Board of Selectmen, and those will be on the town website tomorrow morning. I will ask the board to review and comment, and I would say probably give 2 weeks for those comments, do you believe?
So you want that back on the agenda on the, I guess that's the 6th of January? Because
Yeah.
we're not meeting the last 2.
So I think that works out well.
That will be on the audit report.
Yes.
Okay.
And I personally believe that shows the town continues to move forward and stabilize the financial processes. Also, please remember, if you remember, the last report that we received was, I believe it was April of last year, which gave roughly two months to make some of the changes. So the financial team has really done an outstanding job, and I appreciate all their efforts.
Yeah.
We've also received notification of certification from the Department of Revenue, meaning that the commissioner has determined that the locally assessed values of real and personal property represent the full and fair cash valuation. The next steps are for the 2 districts to close their public hearings, to certify to have their rates as well, and certifying the residential factor. Then next week, the Board of Selectmen will affirm their vote on the residential factor in a public hearing. After that, the Department of Revenue should set the tax rate over the next week or so. The town of Wareham's new tax rate will be $11.04.
Okay.
Today, the road commissioners met to vote on the onset parking plan. They voted to have a separate sticker from the onset parking program. In other words, separate from the beach and dump sticker.
Good idea.
That will cost $10 for that sticker. Again, from the input of the residents, the sticker will be separate from the beach and dump sticker. Each resident will also be eligible to purchase up to 4 season-long guest passes for $5 apiece. The program will run from May 1st through October 31st. The road commissioners will be submitting suggestions to the Board of Selectmen for some of the parking lots under the town's control to help make the parking program the best possible program that it could be. So we should look forward to receiving those. And I received this update, and I think it really needs to be spoken into the record. And I received it from Chief Walsh. On Sunday, November 9th, 2014, an unarmed robbery incident occurred at Lindsay's restaurant, during which time employees were involved in a very stressful and traumatic experience as 3 masked males robbed the restaurant of cash and other items. Officers assigned to the midnight shift in Wareham Police Department detectives immediately conducted an investigation of the incident and worked as a team to collect information, and evidence pertaining to the crime during the important initial stages of the incident. As a result of diligent efforts, numerous interviews, and eventual warrant applications, the Wareham Police Department Detective Division was able to obtain arrest warrants for 3 Wareham men, each of whom were charged with unarmed robbery. I would particularly like to commend the efforts of Detective Brian Whalen, who worked tirelessly to compile information and evidence in this case. I would also like to commend the efforts of Detective Sergeant Michael Smith and Detective William De Silva for their efforts, guidance, and assistance during their investigation of this incident. This really proved what our police department is capable of, and I appreciate all their hard and professional work. Thank you.
I got for the audit committee that we met, we've already gone through the draft edition, we've made some comments, and I'm really happy looking at the material weaknesses, how much it's gone down on the answers, showing that most of the material weaknesses issues that we have still looks like they'll be resolved by the end of the 2015 fiscal year, so we've come more than just a long way. It's been a complete turnaround for everything, considering where we were 3 years ago. I don't know how the staff has done it because we're really short at least one person in the accounting office. We're still running a $60 million business with really one accountant, which I don't know how you do it, because you really can't do it, but somehow they have. And to make, the state is actually happy with us, which is a major change in life. Hopefully the new, when Mr. Perry goes, the new person comes in, hopefully we'll start with a clean slate and life will be easier. Thank you very much. I think one of the people that were in that robbery was was a Wareham resident one time, but is not now.
That's correct.
Just so you know, so 2 out of 3 only. Thank you very much, Mr. Sullivan.
You all set? All right, I'm going to back up a little bit because there was one other thing on the agenda that we couldn't find, but it was actually in my packet,
As opposed to in,
the file.
What's that?
It's, okay, so I move we allow a 2 a.m. extension permit to Al and Ellie Corporation, DBA Ella's Wood Burning Oven Restaurant, 3136 Granbury Highway, to remain open
That's the way to finish.
for the serving of alcoholic beverages until 2 a.m. on January 1st, 2015, for New Year's Eve party to be held starting on December 31st.
I haven't had one in a while.
And-
I wish I was at Stevens.
and, hold on. And I also move that we continue a 2 a.m. extension permit for Stevie B. Inc.'s DBA Onset Sports Resort of 270 Onset Ave for January the 1st, 2015, New Year's Eve party.
second.
Same clothes. It's gone. Motion by Mr. Tropiano, second by Mrs. Whiteside. Mr. Tropiano is special tonight. He gets what nobody else gets. Any questions at all? None heard? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? 4-0-0.
Okay, next up is liaison reports. Mr. Holmes.
No, thank you.
Mr. Tropiano.
No, I'm all set.
Mrs. Whiteside, I'm sure you got a couple.
Yes, I do.
Be brief.
And I'm going to be brief.
Getting long-winded enough already tonight. The licensing. I wasn't sure
Remember-
at one point who was reading the list, you or Pat?
Ouch.
She's got,
Where's the thing
she's
when
got
you
a
need
tool
it, huh?
here. You better be
That little
careful.
thing.
Can
there?
I borrow that, Jason, please? I need the little,
We want that
I
tool
want,
back
I
from
want
it.
to grab his earlobe.
I was thinking of
See,
something
look,
else.
you give him a gift, he spent the whole night.
Where is that thing when you need it?
Yeah, really.
I'm sorry.
That's, okay, you can pick
all
on me
good.
anytime. On Friday at 3 o'clock in the Wareham Free Library, there's a group of people who will be meeting to discuss the ongoing viability of the library, looking for suggestions, possibly meeting with a partner for the library. So the library, although decertified, there are 3 groups of people working actively to keep it alive for the town of Wareham. And I had other meetings with other people, but I don't want to be long-winded, so I'm done.
No preambulating?
I did the perambulating.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Yes or no, up or down on the spinning thing? Yes? No?
What's been?
What's the story?
It's
Yes
clo-
or no?
It's closed right now.
Opening 1 day a week, yes or no, Mr. Sullivan?
No, that's,
That's also.
it's not opening 1 day a week.
As of right now.
Will it be open 1 day a week, I believe is the question I asked.
No.
Someone has asked you about that, and they grabbed me, speaking of the library Saturday at the free gift, the craft Christmas. Are you gonna approve it, because the money's in the kitty to do that 1 day a week?
I would ask that I actually sent a letter, and the Board of Selectmen was copied on responding to her letter, which provided all the
Did I
information.
miss it? Is that today?
No, that was while I was on leave, I responded.
Oh, she said something about she was in there. a couple
I
weeks ago.
received notification today that
Are
she
we
read
gonna-
the...
Are we gonna go with that? Yes, just a yes or no?
No, the library director is trying to use those funds for Spinney for next year. I think we've got 3 groups that maybe need to work in the same direction.
You got it, brother. If everybody's rowing the boat in the wrong way, it's not gonna go anywhere,
Yeah.
except in circles. Then we could have a summit, a library summit, and you could call it.
Are we
That's
done?
what you get for not calling.
Well, actually, the 3 groups, the Friends, the Foundation, and the trustees have all met, sir.
In their meeting.
And
Yes.
they're meeting, they continue to meet, okay?
Okay, here's what I've got for today. We can finish up.
Careful, because some of them were missing the tabs, so you gotta go look for that page,
I
okay?
got 2.
Are we all,
Okay, yeah,
gentlemen, are we all set
that's
here?
good.
Okay. What I have for myself is the Serpent Commission met on Wednesday this past week. As I mentioned before, I got appointed to the executive board of the Serpent. Also, there was an interesting report came out from Serpent, had to do with employment, major jobs in southeast Mass
What is it?
towns, which is about 31 towns in the area. New creation jobs, the highest.
These are all done, too.
Everybody give me a second here, please be quiet.
Go ahead.
The growth for Wareham was 32%. We were the highest growth from 1998 to 2013 in the southeast region. Not population, the highest gain in job growth, which is an extremely important measuring tool. The next closest to us was basically Dartmouth, and they were at 24.6. Most of their growth was due to the hospitals expanding with the Hawthorne Medical Group, Stewart, et cetera. Wareham is, continues to show real strong growth. So it'll work out well for us, which is really nice to see. So things are not, what everybody thinks they are. I also, see if I can remember everything this week. We went perambulating, as everybody knows. We basically fell down, did all kinds of stuff, hit the pucker brush, and we did find all the marks everywhere, and we painted and signed them all. I think we missed one, but Makepeace is taking care of that one. Yeah, we saw some back at the Pilgrims. Plymouth County, there was nothing there. We just voted on a budget item. I was there for that. We already had the parade, perambulating.
No, it's on there. Thank you, though.
Capital Planning met yesterday morning. They're trying to get up their plan for the town administrator done by the 25th. So in order for him to be able to do his budget on January 25th, everybody has to remember the school committee needs to submit their budget by January 5th to the town administrator so he can provide his budget as well. And as I said, the audit committee met last night after on room 27, and we went through the initial draft of the actual audit. And again, all 4 members were quite surprised and happy to see how far we had come. That's it for me.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion by Mr. Tropiano, second by Mrs. Whiteside. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 400. Good night, Wareham. Thank you.